Okay, this is the bedroom that I have just finished painting. Excuse all the mess because we've piled everything from the rest of the RV into that. We have a 2004 Gulfstream BT Cruiser, B Touring Cruiser. And this is the bedroom area. It's got a short queen bed in it. And when this is all finished, I'll do a complete video of the whole thing. But right now we have painted the bedroom section with a really pretty blue-green. It's a greenish side of the turquoise spectrum. And if you see that little area right between the two overhead compartments, that was a fabric covered piece originally that we took out and replaced it with just a little piece of beadboard paneling. But anyway, we'll update that again in just a few minutes. What I'm about to get started on is the other part of the RV, into the kitchen area and the living area. And as you see, these walls are just that board that looks like it's covered with a wallpaper sort of thing, and I'm going to be painting that in the next couple of days. First thing I'm going to do today is cover it with a good primer, and I'll show you what that's all about in just a minute. We've got the refrigerator area taped off. This is where the microwave has come down. Lots of prep work done that thanks to my husband. And he has rebuilt some of the cabinets. In these cabinets, we had those fabric covered panels that were stuck between the cabinets and on the end of the cabinets. And you'll see where he has built new sides for those. It was a doozy trying to get all that out, but we did it. And he's built some nice little frames inset with that beadboard paneling again. Covered up the old fabric covered trim with some nice crown mold. And you can see here where he's done this again. Turn on a little light here, maybe we can see a little bit better. More of this. And around to the over cab storage, we've got a lot of that. This center portion is where the TV used to be, one of those old-fashioned heavy TVs. And we're going to be using that for storage now. So he has built some new cabinet doors that will go on that. This little cubby right here at the bottom is where the DVD player was. And he's moving that to a new area for the TV. And new storage here. Put a little bit more insulation in there. And all that's going to get primed and ready to paint. This particular RV has one slide. And that's what you'll see right here. The one slide. He covered up the wiring with another piece of that bead with the crayon mold. There was a fabric covered crown mold. And one thing about this particular version is the ceiling is covered with this material. It looks like a Berber carpet. It's pretty thick. This version has an Arctic package, and I think this may be part of the Arctic package. I'm not sure. But it's got this material on the ceiling, and we just didn't want to mess with having to pull that all off. So that's just going to stay. But in the meantime, we've got this really interesting trim on the slide. On the front of the slide, there were these boxes, fabric covered boxes again. And we took all those off, and rather than try and uncover those and use those old boxes, he just built new ones. And these actually are going to be cool because they have a bottom in them where the old one didn't. And we're going to be able to use those for storage. And there is a top that goes on those when we're all finished. So we've got the slide out right now, getting ready to paint. I'm going to be painting all of this with a good primer. And what I use, and I'll show you that right now. I can do this without jiggling too much. This is the primer that I prefer to use, and it's a Glidden Gripper Primer. I've even painted countertops using this primer, and it does really well. But it really gets in there and holds on to whatever surface that you're painting, and it does a really good job. You'll see that the carpet has all been pulled up. We're going to be putting in a new flooring. We looked at a lot of different flooring options to do that, and when push came to shove, we just decided to go with a vinyl tile, and you'll see that later when we get that done. So back to the boxes. We've got one box here. There's one box over here. And those will just act like little side tables when we get the love seat put in here. We took out the jackknife sofa because that just wasn't comfortable enough and suitable for what we needed it for. So we're just going to leave that out and put in a nice recliner love seat, which we picked up at a sale, and it's a nice leather one for about $200. So we did really well with that. Got a punch list here on the mirror here. I thought about taking that off. It seems to be mounted permanently to the wall, and I just decided I might do something a little artistic over that at some point. I'm not sure exactly what, but we'll figure all that out as we go. And here's more of the cabinetry. As I move around, you'll see a little bit better. Lower cabinetry, stove. All that's just been roughed up with a little sandpaper. The cabinet doors have all been taken off because we just didn't want to mess with that right now. As far as the backsplash goes, I ordered some wonderful tin backsplash. You know, we looked at different backsplash options. We looked at the Smart Tile, which is that vinyl tile that can go on. And it just, we were concerned that it would melt or have some issue. And I never actually, truthfully, never found anything that I really liked that didn't look cheap. So I wanted it to look pretty. I wanted it to have a nice finish to it. And so, you know, they have at Home Depot and Lowe's, they have those backsplash that looks like tin, but it's really a vinyl or a plastic kind of material. Well, I just didn't like any of that. And it was cheap and it was expensive, about $20 a piece. Well, I got online and I looked around, and I think it's americantile.com. I'll have to get that link for y'all and show you later. But what I found with that, I could order the actual metal so much cheaper. And so for $7 for a 2-foot square panel, I got enough not only to cover the backsplash, but probably the front of the refrigerator and freezer area as well. So that'll look really pretty when it's done. Okay, well, about to get started on this. A lot of these decisions, you know, we've made early, but then there's going to be some of them we'll just be making as we go. I have taken all the blinds out, you may have noticed, and those are not going back in. I decided pretty quickly that I just didn't like them. They don't have enough coverage as far as darkening, and I could order new ones, but being a decorator, I just really wanted to do something that would make it look pretty and feel like our true home away from home. So I bought some really pretty fabrics, and I'm going to be making new curtains for the bedroom area as well as for the living area. So we'll keep you posted. In the meantime, give you another quick scan of the area as we're going. Down. And all this cabinetry. Did you see we've got quite a bit of storage? We're just going to be rearranging and building in and doing a lot more adjustments as time goes by. But anyway, thanks for coming by, y'all, and I'll keep you posted as our project continues. Bye.